was Jamu, namaste, Soke Haisan Kaleak, with another edition of Training with Bob, the training apparatus. What we're going to do is add another flavor to what we've been doing all along. We're going to give Bob some apparel now. Now, I'm a jiu-jitsuan as well, and what I try to do is make sure that I can work with the clothing on the individual, as well as on the ground, as well as standing up. So when I'm striking, I really want to pull them close to me and work my technique. Some of the techniques that I have been taught throughout my martial art career go into chokes, or what I like to refer to as juji-jimmies. Juji-jimmies is a real popular thing because what I get a chance to do is choke you out with your own clothing. What I want to do in this particular juji-jimmy is I'm going to slide my hand up against the side of his neck and his clothing here, and the side of his neck and clothing here, and actually squeeze. So actually, if I look at this technically, it's not the clothing that's actually making the choke. It's actually me tightening my fist and my knuckles going into the side of his neck. And by me pushing that in, that's going to cut off oxygen to his brain. Now, I'm not just going to run up on him and slip my hands in there. As I'm striking, once I have my hands in country and beyond his guard or his hands, it's very easy for me to go in and get this type of juji-jimmy. Again, sometimes I want to be able to practice my other choking apparatus where I'm actually having my thumb down under the lapel, and what I'm going to do is take my forearm and put it across his chin. As I tighten up again, the clothing is tightened behind his neck, and as I make a tighter fist and rotate my hand against his windpipe, he can no longer breathe. And as you can see here on Bob, I'm actually choking him out. His neck is being pushed back. But if I do this at the same time on both sides, again, I get a choking action because his clothing is now allowing him to back up out of it, as opposed to trying to choke him with my bare hand where he can move around. Okay? So again, one of the techniques I want to work with this is that I always want to work on my timing on Bob as I hit him twice. Again, when I hit, I don't want to retract. I don't hit him to move back. I want to hit him to come in. This will be my entry here to come from the opposite side. What I mean by opposite side of entry, I want you to see my hands attached from this side. What I want to do is just daze here. I'm not really doing anything else than dazing his eyes so that I can hit him in the bridge of the nose with my elbow. And then I'm going to open my hand and come back and cup his ear. That's going to bust his eardrum. So as again, I'm not trying to slap this and then here. I'm actually just coming here, slapping his ear. This is going to allow me to come up and juji-jimmy him here and pulling at the same time. And here, almost simultaneously and pulling. This is much like what we was working before with the whiplash, but now we want to add a little apparel to it as well. Again, if it was the opposite side, 1, 2, eardrum, hand comes in, the thumb down. This is again when my hand could be hitting here, and as he repels back from this strike here, my thumb goes into his guard and pulls, pushing his head to the side. So again, I'm going to work with that kind of timing. 2, and here. The assumption is that again, he's out of it from the daze, and I can slap him. First? Okay. I have one of my students with me, so he's going to point out some of the finer points of what I just did. Again, this is nothing new, but again, it's a lot of times we don't dress our Bobs up so we don't get a chance to feel how we can use our choking techniques. We learn about these choking techniques and how to turn our hand, but we don't get a chance to work with it. So again, I want the timing. If I feel myself fidgeting for it, trust me, if I'm fidgeting with Bob, I'm going to fidget for real. So I'm going to try to get myself into that by pushing at his neck so that my hand just actually comes in, forcing him to give me his clothing. Buzz? Give the ground off. One time. Good. Let's break it down slow. That's 1. We're going to daze him. Good. And hit him with the elbow. Now again, with Bob, we don't kind of do anything. We have to do it. So if I say daze him and hit him, I want you to hit him. I want him to be rocked off his feet when I hit him. Good. And 2, bust that eardrum and come up under and juji-jimmy here, and just his head and pull on the opposite side. Boom. Good. Again. Good. And here. You want to hold his head here because we have his eardrum, and we want to go up under and get his as close to his neck as possible and pull so that his clothing is choking him down. Buzz? One more time, a little slower. 1, daze, elbow, and pop the ear, and move up. Good. Now as I pop this ear, I want to be down here. I don't want to be up here. It's not my objective. Remember Bob's too. In this case, he has arms. So after I daze him here and I pop this here, this is going to hurt. It may break the nose and it may not, but it will be enough time for me to be able to get some equilibrium off base here. 1, 2. When I hit this ear, I want to duck, so I come right up under here. I want my hand to come up under, so I have a jujitsu to come up. As I do this, I don't want to choke away. I want to rise when I choke. I want to come up on him. Again, if I was doing this for real, as opponent, I would be dazing him, elbow, pop this ear, and come up and choke right here. As I come up, that's my choke. Again, popping this ear is, listen, that's the sound I want to hear. When I rush that ear into that ear, that upsets his equilibrium. See, he gave me that collar. So 1, 2, I'm just trying to do this because I can't hit him for real. Pop that, that's going to give me that ear. Slide up and check him out. Russ? Russ? Good. I don't want to hesitate, don't snap too hard, but I don't want to hesitate getting my jujitsu. If I'm fidgeting here, then I'm going to fidget for real. So I want to do it quickly, find out if I can get that lapel. Move. Again, as you see, he's fidgeting, and that's a nervous reaction because sometimes we don't know what he's going to do after that. We figure he's going to fight back. That's why I want to be here and up on. Us? And adding to what we've been doing for the other techniques as far as, again, using our apparatus and using a good paraphernalia on and some clothing, what we're going to do is just do another type of choking technique where we turn our thumbs out backwards and pull in here, but we're going to use it with both hands. So it's like an X in this position, and we're actually going to pull. If you can see the back of the garment, what happens is the back of the garment tightens behind the back of the neck, and it actually pulls into a choke in the X of my hand. And as I put my hands in reverse and roll my hands, it actually acts as if it's actually choking me. So what I'm going to do now, as I said before, what I want to do is I want to work on that popping of the ear. I like that because it works for against a person's equilibrium. It's not a slap, what I'm just going to do is pop them. But what I'm going to do is I'm also going to hit them from an area that people are not really expecting to get hit from, and that's usually under their chin. Under the chin, no matter how tight you make this, it actually is going to be soft all the time. So as I do this, I actually want to have my hands in what I call a dotting kind of way, and I want to just hit him under the chin as I pop that in. Pop under. Pop under. I want to do it simultaneously. So when I do this, I'm going to come here, elbow, and then what I'm going to do is come right down in his face and then slide my hands right up to my jujitsu. That's going to come up in here. Pull him into the choke. Pull him into the choke. So again, it's 1, 2, again, down in the bridge of the nose. 1, 2, elbow, down his face, his hand comes up in this position and under the chin. And up under the chin and here. My head is close to his head as I pull in. If I was to do this on a live person, and again, I want to slow it down so that I don't hit him with this back of the fist, so I don't hit him with the elbow so you can see the motion. It's here, the pop of the ear, and here under the chin. As I said before, this area tighten, please tighten. And then how much he tightens, this area here always remains tender and it's a nerve area. So as I hit here, I get that type of action simultaneously and will upset his equilibrium. Here, down, just set this up for my breaking of the nose here. Making it easy for my hand to slide down here, come up from this position. What I want to do is pull it in as I stand up, snatch it to me, down. Again, what I'm doing here is I'm going to snatch this down. I'm not going to hit him with a back fist. I'm going to hit him with a hammer. So if I hit this down, I actually drive it down to his belt. I'm not going to do this and come back. I'm going to drive my hand down to his belt. So that brings him down. So again, what I'm doing is set him up, see, and up, down, choke, down. So 2, 3, this is here. Again, I hit him twice. Up, setting this chin up, down, slide, choke, pull, and down. Us. So as I watch it on the dummy, let's do it slow. Right, Joe. 1, 2, hammer, and slide from here, back, and up. Rock him away, and push him before he rocks back. So I really want to push him away and catch him on the way back. This pushing him away is actually strengthening my here. So I really want to pull him in and then back. Good. That slapping says he was out of it at the time. Again, I want to have some accuracy on my strikes. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2. This is following. 3, and then down, turning my hand in. 2, 3, down. What's? Good. Again, it's catching with that back foot. 1, 2. Good. Excellent. Again, trying to work with my reverse juji jimmies and my non-juji jimmies without squeezing the on the neck. Again, I'm hoping that's helpful. If we try to work on some of our other techniques that we go around, we have one more I just wanted to show you. Again, I'm hoping that this is appreciative to you in the sense of learning how to fidget and get in there. A lot of times if we're fidgeting here, again, that's just great training so we don't have to fidget with a person's clothes in the street, and we know that clothing can actually help us in our self-defense technique. This particular technique, I just happen to name it necktie. Necktie is basically, what I want to do is come up with a reverse shoe jimmy coming here, and I'm going to take this other part of his garment and pull it down like I'm pulling a necktie. So I'm going to put my hand here and pull it down. Now I'm not pulling across, I'm pulling down. If you can see by his garment here, pulling down, pulls him off his balance, and it also pulls him into the choke. Because I'm pushing up with my opposite hand. So I'm having here. Whenever I'm doing a necktie position, coming down, I really want to go down with as much as I can with weight. If I go down, that helps me come up out of it a lot easier. So again, as I come here and come down, I'm going to come down and pull here, pulling down. Again, the same thing happens with necktie. When I'm coming here, 2, and coming around, I'm going to grab from the opposite side, pulling down and up at the same time, so I get pulling around here at the side of the neck and pulling down at the same time. Down, 2, 3, peace out. I'm coming around, I'm pulling down, I'm pulling around into my choke, and pulling out, and down. 2, I have him around here at the side of his neck, pulling down here, you can see that's the choke, pulling down. I'm going to push this head into the cradle of my arm. Stop! Here. Only long enough to grab the side of his chin. Pull it in the opposite direction. Stop! Pull down. Again, hands on my shoulder. I don't know how I got here. Hey, stop! Down. 2, 3, and down. Hopefully that was helpful to you. Again, Soke Haisan with Bob and Bukai. Thank you.